also, if you feel like you're applying for jobs, so you're applying via the application process or turning in your resume, and you do feel like, say, you're being discriminated against for your age, my recommendation for that is to actually go into the office and introduce yourself to the agency or business. And that way they can see you face to face and realize that whatever it is that they may have originally thought, well, they may not qualify because they're a little bit older or because they have a disability or anything like that, they can see that you are able to come in and that you are willing to want to work for their agency, and they just put a face to the name. It is unfortunate, but that is kind of something that does happen, and we do try to avoid that. And of course, businesses and agencies will say that they don't discriminate, but we do happen to see that, especially with kind of the older age population, where they will apply or send in their resume and they don't get any callbacks, even though they're totally qualified. They've had 20 years or more experience. So we definitely encourage you to go into the office and hand them the resume and just say, hey, can I speak to the hiring manager? On our resumes, we don't put our age. Unfortunately, we do put our age typically on applications, and that's where they'll see that. However, on your resume, you don't need to put your date of birth, and you need to make sure that when you're applying for jobs that you do put all of your skills. And a good way to do this is to have your resume professionally done. So of course, you can always come into one of our agencies or contact us virtually. Right now, we're not open to the public, but we can just look over your resume and see maybe where it's faltering a little bit. Over the years, resumes have definitely changed. And if you've worked in the same place for the last 10 or 20 years, or even the last 5 years, resumes are going to look different than they did when you were applying for jobs before then. So just maybe have someone else look over the resume, avoid putting your birth date, and have your resume in such a format that it highlights your skills.